Hi guys, welcome to Nurse's Handbook, and in today's video I am here with another set of multiple choice questions which is specially taken from the subject Research and Statistics. Question number 1. A blueprint for the conduction of study is. Options are first pilot study, option 2 research hypothesis, option 3 research design, and option 4 data collection tool. And the correct answer is option 3 research design. So what is a research design? It is framework or blueprint for conducting the research. There are two major types of research designs, and that is the quantitative and qualitative research design. In quantitative research design, mathematics and statistical analysis are used to examine the situation. Numbers, graphs, and tables are the most common forms of expression. Whereas in qualitative research design, summarizing, classifying, and analyzing data are used to conduct the analysis, and it is mostly represented with words. Question number 2. In quantitative research process, the literature review should occur. Options are 1. Near the end of the research process, option 2. Shortly before the analysis of the problem, option 3. Early in the research process, and option 4. None of the above. And the correct answer is option 3. Early in the research process. Quantitative research is typically conducted within the context of the previous knowledge what the researcher is having. So once the researcher has identified a potential research problem, the next step is that he tries to understand and collect what is already known about that particular topic. The main purpose of literature review is to keep the reader up to date with the research done on the selected topic. So, literature review is conducted well before any data is collected in the quantitative research. Question number 3. Contributions of Florence Nightingale to nursing research is. Option 1. Case study approach. Option 2. Conceptual framework of research. Option 3. Qualitative research method. And option 4. Data collection and analysis. And the correct answer is option 4. Data collection and analysis. In historical context, Florence Nightingale is considered to be the first nurse researcher. In earlier days, nursing was based on trial and error. Nightingale's contribution toward research was reflected in bringing down the mortality and morbidity among the sick and wounded in the Crimean War. And for this, she analyzed the circumstances in her workplace and recorded the data systematically. And this helped her to implement the appropriate nursing intervention. Question number 4. Which portion of the research report is used by the researcher to capture the reader's attention? Options are first, methodology, option 2, abstract, option 3, review of literature, and option 4, results. And the correct answer is option 2, abstract. So what is basically abstract? It is a brief description of a completed or proposed study which is given in nursing journals, and it is usually located at the beginning of the journal article. So you can see here the abstract. Question number 5. A research study framework reflects. Options are A. Data collection plan, option B. Study design, option C. Research theory or idea about the study, and option 4. Methodology. And the correct answer is option 3. Researcher's theory or idea about the study. So now let us see what is research framework. The foundation from which research is constructed is called a research framework. So the research framework consists of theories or concepts that will be used in the project. A clear framework highlights the underlying assumptions of that particular project. So we can say that a research framework helps the researchers to be more focused in the scope of their studies and helps them to critically evaluate the study. Question number 6. Study title: The effects of gender and alcohol consumption compared to level of liver damage. So here liver damage is option are extraneous variables, Option 2 constant variable, option 3 independent variable, and option 4 dependent variable. And the correct answer is option 4 dependent variable. So whenever, especially in experimental studies, we have two variables, that is the independent variable and the dependent variable. So the independent variables are those variables which we change intentionally to look its effect on the dependent variable. And dependent variables are those which gets affected by the change which was brought in the independent variable. So here liver damage is a dependent variable, because if alcohol consumption is decreased, there are chances that the liver damage may be decreased. If alcohol consumption is increased, so there are chances that the liver damage may be increased. Question number 7. Q-test is used to detect. Options are 1. Difference of means, option 2. Outliers, option 3. Interquartile range, and option 4. Difference of proportions. And the correct answer is option 2. Outliers. Q-test is used for identification and rejection of outliers. It is also known as the Dixon's test or the Dixon's Q-test. So now the point comes, what is an outlier? Outlier is a data point which differs significantly from other observations. So in this graph you can see here this particular observation or value is different, that is it is abnormally more than the other values. So this particular value becomes the outlier here. So now let us see how we are going to apply the Q-test. So whenever we need to apply a Q-test, first of all we will have to arrange the values in the order of increasing order. And then we have to calculate the Q. So what is the formula for it? Q is equal to gap by range. Gap is equal to difference between the outlier and its closest number. And range is the difference between the largest and the smallest number. So once we will get the value, put it in the formula, and we will be doing the Q-test this way. Question number 8. Unpaired t-test is used to. Options are: first, test the difference in ranks of score of 3 or more independent groups. Second, test the difference between independent group means. Option 3, test the difference among the means of two related groups. Option 4, test the difference among the means of 3 or more independent groups. And the correct answer is option 2, to test the difference between two independent group means. So unpaired test is also known as the independent t-test, and it is a statistical procedure which compares the average or means of two independent or unrelated group. So point here is to remember that it calculates or compares the means of two independent or two unrelated groups to determine if there is a significant difference between the two. So for an example here, suppose a professor wants to determine whether or not two different studying techniques lead to different mean exam scores. So here the professor conducts one type of studying technique in group A and another type of studying techniques on group B. So when here in these two groups, that is A and B, when we have to calculate the means of these two independent or two unrelated groups, at that time we use the unpaired test. Question number 9. Which of the following is a parametric test? Options are: first, Mann-Whitney U-test, option 2, paired t-test, option 3, chi-square t-test, and option 4, Wilcoxon-Saint ranks test. And the correct answer is option 2, paired t-test. Parametric tests are those which make assumptions about the parameters of the population distribution from which the sample was drawn or from which the sample was taken. So we have got three characteristics attributes of a parametric test. First is it focuses on the population parameters. Secondly, parametric tests require measurements on at least an interval scale. And option 3 is it involves other assumptions about the variable under consideration, such as the assumption that the variables are normally distributed in the population. The rest of the test, that is the Mann-Whitney U-test, chi-square test, Wilcoxon sign rank test, all these are examples of a non-parametric test. Question number 10 is the measure of central tendency that represents the exact middle of a set of score is. Options are A, normal distribution, option B, mode, option 3, mean, and option C, median. And the correct answer is option 4, median. So median is a measure of central tendency which represents the exact middle score in a distribution of scores. It means that median is a point in a distribution above which and below which 50% of the cases fall. So now let us see here an example. So here there is a set of scores and we have to calculate the median of this set of scores. So now we will be applying the formula, that is median is equal to n plus 1 by 2. So here n is the total number of scores. So when you count it here, you will come to know that here n is equal to 10, and putting all this in the formula, that is 10 plus 1 divided by 2 gives you the answer as 5.5. So here 5.5 is the median for the given set of scores. Thank you for watching. For more videos and updates like this, do like, share and subscribe to our channel Nurses Handbook. And for any doubts and queries, please post it or drop it in the comment box.